My name is Kvothe. I have stolen princesses back from sleeping barrow kings. I burned down the town of Trebon. I have spent the night with Felurian and left with both my sanity and my life. I was expelled from the university at a younger age than most are allowed in. I tread paths by moonlight that others fear to speak of during day. I have talked to gods, loved women, and written songs that make the minstrels weep. You may have heard of me. Welcome back to Wisdom in Pages, where we break down the world's most incredible books. Today, we journey into a story of legends, magic, music, and tragedy, a tale unlike any other. We are diving into The Name of the Wind, the first book in the Kingkiller Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss. This is not your typical fantasy novel. It's a deep, poetic, and immersive experience, where every sentence feels like it has been crafted with care. It tells the story of Kvothe, a gifted young man who rises from tragedy to become the most infamous magician in the world. This is his life, told in his own words, a tale of love, loss, revenge, and the pursuit of knowledge. So sit back, listen closely, and prepare yourself. Because stories have power. And this one is just getting started. Part 1. The frame narrative, the quiet life of a legend. Our story begins in an inn at the edge of the world, the Waystone Inn. The innkeeper, Kvothe, is a quiet and humble man, seemingly ordinary. But behind his eyes, there's a great sadness, a past he has long buried. One day, a man known as Chronicler, a famous scribe, arrives. He knows that Kvothe is not just an innkeeper. He is Kvothe, the legendary figure whose name is whispered across the world. Chronicler convinces Kvothe to tell his life story, the true story, not the myths and exaggerated tales. Kvothe agrees, but only under one condition. This will take 3 days. And so begins Kvothe's tale from his childhood as a wandering performer, to his education at the university, to his desperate search for knowledge and vengeance. Part 2. The early years, a child of music and magic. Kvothe was born to the Edema Row, a traveling troupe of actors, musicians, and performers. His parents were brilliant, especially his father, who was a great songwriter and storyteller. Kvothe was gifted a prodigy in music, language, and learning. He had a sharp mind and soaked up knowledge like a sponge. One day, Kvothe met a mysterious man named Kvothe, an arcanist who could perform real magic, or as it is known in this world, sympathy. Kvothe became obsessed with magic, learning everything he could from Kvothe. He saw a future where he would study at the university, the greatest center of learning in the world. But fate had other plans. Part 3. Tragedy and the Chandrian. One day, while returning from the forest, Kvothe found his troop slaughtered. His parents, his friends, everyone he had ever known were dead. The culprits? The Chandrian, a group of legendary, near-mythical beings feared in children's stories. They kill anyone who learns too much about them. Kvothe's father, it seemed, had been writing a song about them, a song that was too close to the truth. And for that, they erased his entire world. Alone, traumatized, and consumed with a thirst for vengeance, Kvothe wandered into the wilderness. Part 4. Surviving in Tarbeen. After escaping into the wild, Kvothe ended up in Tarbeen, a sprawling, cruel city. For years, he lived as a beggar and thief, barely surviving. He was no longer Kvothe the prodigy, he was a broken, starving child. But even in the darkest of places, he never forgot. He never forgot the Chandrian. He never forgot the university. He never forgot who he was meant to be. And so, after years of struggle, he found his way out and journeyed toward his destiny. Part 5. The University, a world of knowledge and danger. Kvothe finally made it to the university, the most prestigious school of magic in the world. But it was not easy. He had no money, no status, and no allies. Yet, through his intelligence, confidence, and sheer willpower, he talked his way into the school, a feat unheard of. Here, Kvothe learned, sympathy, the closest thing to magic. Alchemy and naming, the ability to command objects by knowing their true name. History, philosophy, and music. But he also made powerful enemies, especially Ambrose Jakes, a cruel nobleman who despised Kvothe from the start. Kvothe excelled, but his recklessness often got him into trouble. One of the most dangerous things he pursued was the knowledge of the name of the wind, the ability to command the very air itself. Few people could master this power. Kvothe was determined to become one of them. Part 6. Music, Love, and Loss. Kvothe's music was as much a part of him as his magic. At a tavern, he played a song so hauntingly beautiful that he won the talent pipes, a rare honor given only to the greatest musicians. It was here that he met Denna, a mysterious and enchanting woman who would steal his heart. But Denna was a ghost coming and going, never fully his. And as Kvothe struggled to survive in the university, his obsession with finding the Chandrian only grew stronger. Part 7. Trebon and the Chandrian's Return. Kvothe heard rumors of a town called Trebon, where strange and deadly events had occurred. He traveled there and discovered the Chandrian had struck again. This time, however, he was ready. Using his knowledge of magic, he fought a terrifying beast and survived. But he found no answers. Only more questions. The Chandrian remained a mystery, and Kvothe's search for truth was far from over. Themes and deeper meanings. 1. The power of stories. Everything in the name of the wind revolves around stories and legends. Kvothe himself is both hero and villain depending on who you ask. 2. Knowledge as power. Kvothe's journey is about seeking knowledge, but also understanding that some truths are dangerous. 3. Fate vs. Free will. Kvothe seems destined for greatness, but at what cost? Can he escape the fate that legends have carved for him? Conclusion. The beginning of a legend. By the end of the book, Kvothe is still telling his tale. We know that his story is far from over. But one thing is clear. This is not just the tale of a boy learning magic. This is the making of a legend. You may have heard of me. Thank you for joining Wisdom in Pages. Subscribe for more epic book summaries, and remember, some stories are too powerful to be forgotten.